What's up, crypto fam? Dude, they're here. They're here. My Helium Miners are here. Man, I ordered these things 7 months ago. I got Bobcat 300 Helium Miners. So I ordered these things 3 months ago. They are finally here with all the delays and all that stuff going on. I guess it's a little bit back ordered, so, be prepared. But anyway, I got them. I've been running them for about a week now. So I'm on the Helium network. I'm mining helium for about the last week. I've been mining helium, man. So in this video, I'm going to show you how much I'm making mining helium during my first week. I'm also going to tell you a little bit about how the setup went. And I can tell you, I've got one miner that's running a lot better than the other one. Just a weekend, but I've got one that's doing a lot better. So, we're going to show you why I think that is. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Ray. I'm buying crypto, running in the metaverse, and mining Dogecoin and now helium here on YouTube. And if you're a returning subscriber, dude, thanks for not dropping me and welcome back. But enough of the pleasantries, let's get going. But before we get to the numbers, let's just make sure we're all on the same page about what helium mining actually is, right? So helium is essentially, it's a long-range wireless network. Now me, a miner, I'm contributing to this wireless network by running a hotspot. So the idea is you get a lot of people running these hotspots, they all kind of link together and run this wireless network. So we can do things over the network. At the other end, I plug this thing into my internet, so I've got internet connection, right? So we've got this long-range wireless network with a bunch of little hotspots. Now the thing is, what they're running on these things are like all these Internet of Things stuff, right? They plan to expand it. They're actually going to move into like a 5G network and stuff. But for right now, it's mostly things like little GPS pet tags and things like that. So if your little pet's out there lost along the way, right? They got a little beacon thing on their collar. It would ping the helium network, right? And then you can find them using the helium network. So anyway, so I am now mining helium. So you might ask, that's great, Ray. You're helping people find their lost dogs. That's awesome, dude. But how are you getting paid doing this, man? You have to find some dog first before you get paid? No, that's the beauty of the helium network, right? So the helium network works on what's called proof of coverage. Now you've heard of things like with Bitcoin where they say, one of the reasons why it's so secure is it takes a lot of energy to do. It's called proof of work. So you got to put a lot of work in to, do the transactions. They've also got proof of stake, right, where there's people, they basically take their coins and put them in a pool, and so they have an interest of making sure the transactions are done properly. But this is different, man. This is entirely different. This works on what's called proof of coverage. So what they do with proof of coverage is they just make sure your miner is still on the network. Now, it does this by having one helium miner called a challenger instruct another helium miner transmitter to transmit a signal, right? And then the other helium miners on the network will witness the signal, and they're called witnesses. So the idea is there's this continually pinging across the network just to make sure there's coverage. And if you are in any one of those, you actually get helium. Now you might also think, dude, is helium actually worth anything? Well, yes, it actually is. So I tell you what, let's jump onto CoinGecko here real quick. Okay, so we are on CoinGecko. Let's look up helium. Helium is HNT. Helium is ranked number 59, apparently, right? So here, I'll tell you what, let's pull out a 180-day chart. So you can see back when I ordered mine, this is about 180 days ago, it was back down to 20. Check this out. It was down to 20, and that's where I was just waiting and waiting. So here, October was at 20. I had mine in August. And then it ran up to 50 bucks. Oh man, it ran up to 50 bucks. Ran up to 50 bucks, came down to about 30, a little less, and then ran up to 40 bucks, right? And I was like, oh yeah, we're going back. And then we kind of ran down again. But anyway, so as I'm making this video, it's about 20 bucks or so. So I'm going to show you how much it is I'm making on each one of my miners. But I'll tell you what, why don't I show you one of my miners first? All right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's go. Okay, so we're going to leave the studio. We're going to go in the back room. So you can see I have this back room in my studio, which is kind of like a window corner office, right? So this is my extra room. So anyway, so I have my Bobcat Miner here. You can see I've got on top of my Marshall amplifier next to my fancy guitars. But anyway, so I've got this Bobcat Miner. So it's about the size of a router. Basically what it is it's just like this wireless unit, right? So it's a wireless thing that I've also got plugged into my network, right? So it attaches to the internet. So anyway, so I've got the router sort of thing here, the wireless network, And then it's got the also got the antenna. Now, one thing I will say about this setup is, dude, this cord, it's like 3 feet, dude. So, I mean, for this, you could give me a little more cord, man. So, not a big fan of the really short cord. But anyway, it is what it is. We might have to, do some mods on that one. So anyway, so I've got mine shooting, zoom in a little bit here. So I've got it shooting through these windows, right? So the thing is, I mean, it's a wireless network. You want to be able to actually communicate with others. So you don't want to shoot through a wall. You want to go through the window. That's why I put it back in this back office. So I've got in one direction, it's shooting to the east. And then one direction I've got here is roughly to the north, let's say. So I've got these other shades drawn just because I've got my guitars. I don't want to get them in the sunlight. And I've actually just pulled this shade up just to show you this. So anyway, so it's shooting down here. One challenge, though, I can tell you is that I'm having with this one is I don't think it's hitting a lot of hot spots because, on the one hand, I'm in an office park, right? And on the other hand is you can see the topography. So I live in San Diego, which I've probably mentioned before, but the thing is we've got, beautiful canyons. So we've got canyons and beaches, right? So, which is cool, if you want to live have your house overlooking the beach, you can live up on a hilltop and, all that, see the ocean, which is awesome on the one hand, but on the other hand, probably not the best for a wireless network if you're not on top, right? So I'm pretty much shooting down that canyon, also kind of shooting off in this direction. But again, this is kind of like an office part, so it's not ideal. Let's just say that. And so then this other direction, I've got another sort of neighborhood over there. So it's kind of going okay, but again, going back this way, it's starting to kind of head uphill. So I'm kind of on a slope, right? And more towards the bottom rather than the top. Okay, so we are back in the studio. That's what my miner looks like. So that's a Helium miner, right? So as I was mentioning, I'll tell you what, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you something. Here is sort of a Google Earth thing. Here is kind of where my studio is. So you can see, let me zoom in here. So where I am in my studio is down in this bottom corner right here, right? So the thing is, I am shooting this direction pretty good, and I'm actually shooting this direction pretty good. But this is kind of like office park stuff, so not a ton of stuff there. But the thing is, if you kind of zoom out, this actually kind of is uphill. And then, of course, if you go over here, these are all those mountains that we saw in the image. So, I am shooting this way okay. I'm kind of shooting this way okay. Kind of shooting this way okay. But it's not ideal. So anyway, with that, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at my numbers for this one. So here we are. This is on the Helium Explorer. Now, if you want to take a look, see how miners do, if you go to the Helium Explorer, you can check them out. So you can check out sort of your neighborhood and then take a look and see what other people are mining, in your neighborhood. Now, when you go to the Helium Miner, you'll see that you'll see all these hexagons. So basically, they geographically locate you in these hexagons. And you can see in my hexagon, it has a 2 there because there are 2 miners there. Me and another guy, right? So I was there, and then this other guy just came on like 2 days ago, right? He's going to be taking some of my rewards. Anyway, so here I am. I am Amazing Tiger Penguin. That is this one right here. So we'll bring this one up. So you can see I actually shot pretty far up into those hills. This guy must be up on top of a mountain somewhere, right? This one is probably shooting mostly along that road, I would guess. Well, that road goes here, so pretty much that direction though, that road. So I really haven't hit a whole lot of. I haven't pinged a lot of different ones yet. So let's take a look at the activity here, and then I'm going to show you how much I actually made. So you can see. Let's do beacons first. I'll tell you what, let's do witness. That makes more sense for this one. So here you can see these are the different events that I've witnessed. So not a whole lot really for the last, let's say 5-6 days or so. Has not been a whole lot. Here's all the overall activity. You can see it says challenged beaconer. That means where I sent a command to someone else for them to do to transmit the signal. Then they have other folks witness it. You can see here it shows, I'm receiving awards and all that, mining rewards. So I'll tell you what, let's just take a look at the numbers real quick. So here you can see over the last 24 hours, I made $1.24 off this one. Nothing huge, right? So last 7 days, I made about $2.80. So not huge. I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. So now that's one of my miners, right? But I'll tell you what, let's go take a look at the other miner I have. So the other miner I have is at my house. So I shot a little bit of footage of my miner at my house. So we will roll that next. Okay, looking at the house, you can see I put the Bobcat antenna up in that second story window. Can't really see real well down here, but I tell you what, let's get up on the roof. Let's take a look, see if we can see the line of sight. So my Bobcat at home is in the second story window, so I'm up here on the my house. You can kind of see I'm shooting in that direction pretty well. Also can shoot down in that direction, and kind of over there also. So this is pointed towards the coast. I'm in San Diego, so actually the ocean is kind of where those clouds are. So that's kind of where the signal's going to end, right? Because I can't reach China. So that direction's working pretty well. Actually, this direction's working pretty well too. I got this big palm tree in my way here, though. But yeah, so I'm shooting pretty well because I'm up above these other houses, I think, pretty well, and it kind of slopes downward. But I tell you what, I'm going to get a better spot. Okay, so I'm about, I don't know, 1 hex over and 1 hex uphill. So you can see that's kind of the valley that I'm shooting through. So I live down in that valley down there. So I'm shooting up the valley up to that ridge. So I'm also getting some signal up there. There's a house on the way here, so I can't really show you the other direction, but it's pretty much the same thing. So basically we've got live in San Diego, so we've got canyons, so it's lots of hills and valleys and things, which is awesome for the view, but isn't necessarily the best for your Bobcat miner. But you know, I can still shoot through the valley, and you can see, I don't know, way off in the distance, that's the ocean. Yeah, so it's actually going all right. So I tried to get you some action shots of where the miner is shooting. So I tell you what, let's pull up Google Earth again. So let's take a look at it. So basically, I live down here in this area, right? So I'm shooting sort of this way. This way is working pretty well. Sort of this way is working pretty well. But you can see like this is all like those cliffs, right? And then what's even worse is here. Dude, this mountain is huge. This is Black Mountain. So this place is huge. This is where they like paraglide off this thing, right? So they paraglide over my house on this thing. But the thing is, which is cool if you want to see paragliders, but it's not cool if you want to shoot a miner that way, right? So anyway, so I'm shooting down this direction pretty well, and I'm shooting this direction pretty well. But let's take a look at my numbers here. So bringing up again the Helium Explorer. Here is the hex that I'm in there. So there's a couple other people in my hex. So this is the hex that I'm in. And my miner is, if you ever want to follow along, I am Dry Stone Copperhead, right? So I'm Dry Stone Copperhead. So let's take a look at how the action has been lately on this one. So here, not too bad, right? So this one actually looks better. So you can see I'm shooting off in this direction, that's in that valley, and then this direction, that valley, and then here's all those hills you kind of saw. And then that big mountain is right here. So it's a little bit better, So I'm hoping this one gets a lot better because first let me show you how much it is that I'm getting off this one. I'm going to show you my neighbor, how he's doing, because he got the same miner, man. But before I do that, let me ask you one thing. That is, if you think you're getting any value or a little bit of entertainment out of this video, I just ask you to give me a like. Dude, your likes help me a lot. Small channels like mine live and die on likes. So if you can give me a like, dude, that'd be awesome. And again, if you're interested in following along, subscribe to the channel. So anyway, check this out. So here is how this one is doing. So the other one's making just under $30 for the week, right? So this one is making about $4.70, right? So combining these over about the last week, I made about $8. So I'm making a little over $1 a day. Now I'm hoping this thing picks up because let me show you my neighbor, right? So this is my neighbor. He is Lucky Cornflower Eagle. So you can see my neighbor is doing really well, right? So he's got a lot of spots. So he's been going for a little while now, like 5 months. Probably when I ordered mine is probably when he started, right? So you can see he's been pretty active. Let's take a look, see how much money he's made. So I made $4 this miner over the last week. He's made $20. So he's making about $20 a week. So let's take a look at his 30-day number here. Yeah, so he's making about $80 a month off his miner. So he lives like just right across the street, you know, like a street over from me, not too far away. So I'm hoping that that one is going to get up into about 80 bucks or so. So here's just some final thoughts I have about the miners. Number one, I thought setup was pretty easy. It was really it was pretty straightforward getting these things on the Helium network. I think that Bobber app sucks. So the Bobber app sucks. I just use the regular Helium one, and it's way better. That other one just sucks, man. So other things are, again, in my studio location, I'm more on sort of some more narrow canyons. So I'm not getting as much helium as I'm making at my home, which is a little bit flatter. I'm actually a little bit more on the hill, so I can shoot down a little bit more. So I'm actually doing a lot better over at my house than I am at the studio. And then again, that one is on a second floor in a house, and this one I'm on a first floor on an office park building. So that's how week one is going. And I'll tell you what, let me know in the comments if you're mining helium, how it's going for you. I know the productivity's gone down a lot since back when I ordered it, but let me know how it's going, and let me know if you're interested in mining helium. And of course, feel free to leave any comments. I tried to answer as many as I can. So drop a comment if you'd like. And I'll tell you what, I'll put up a couple more videos you might want to take a look at, and I'll see you over in one of those videos.